Okay, welcome to episode 3 of the 2-man game.
Yes.
We're going 3 times. I'd like to introduce myself, Joshua.
Mello.
And our special guest today, the Dennis Rodman of the group.
Brand new.
The Di Maria to Mbappe and Neymar.
Yomi.
Yominski.
YSL.
I'm glad to be here, man.
Glad to be here. Hope we can impact some knowledge.
Right. I came with hard stats.
So what's your specialty?
My specialty, I would say I can make contested layups playing basketball. That's my speciality.
Ask about which one do you know more? Football, basketball, boxing?
Football, boxing. No.
I'll say originally I knew more about football, but over the years Arsenal just disappointed me, so unfortunately I had to make a transition to NBA. So right now I'm at NBA Sauvage.
Sauvage?
Savant. You mean say savant?
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, that's the word. I mean,
Man,
too
much Dior. Why? Wait. Why you putting out Dior so much? Why?
Let's go.
Let's go. So let's start some quick fire questions that we have for our guests.
Okay.
So Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Larry or Magic?
Larry.
City or Liverpool?
City.
Mayweather or Ali?
Mayweather.
Fury or AJ?
AJ.
Pep or Klopp?
Klopp.
Ooh.
Lakers or Clippers?
Clippers.
Zion or Luka?
Defo Luka.
Look at the Doncic.
So we got to know a little bit about Yomi's sporting knowledge there. Let's proceed. Let's talk about these basketball playoffs that just started.
Let's go.
I think this is probably my favourite time of year, when the playoffs start, consistent basketball. And now if you're a basketball savant or savant, then you know what it is. There's basketball from 6:30 to 4 a.m. now.
Yep.
Yeah, the times are better.
I know if you're a working man, you're not going to be preing those games. But
You can.
before I start my work, I can pre all these games. So you're staying up to 2.
Oh yeah, if you work from home, you can. 6:30, you finish work.
Commitment to the job.
You gotta take naps, innit? You got time in naps. You can.
So
fit 'em in.
how do you want to do this? Do you want to go through each game in the first round and then pick your winner, and then we go on to the next kind of the next bracket as we move on? Okay. Let's start off with the East.
Okay.
I think we start off with the East. So let's go for the 1-for-8 matchup.
Yep.
That is between the Magic and the Bucks.
First game on right now.
It's on right now, isn't it?
Me personally, it's an open and shut case. I have the Bucks in 4. The only way I can see the Magic doing anything is maybe with Aaron Gordon or Fournier or Vucevic. It will get hot at the same time. Maybe they can squeeze out a game. Aside from that, I see the Bucks really just rolling straight through them, ideally, and that's what I have to say on that matter.
So boxing 4.
What I would say is unfortunate that Isaac is injured. I believe that Isaac and Bamba, they could have really packed up the paint, added some length, and they might have added a bit of trouble for Giannis. But now Isaac's definitely injured, so you know what I mean.
How about you, Yomi? What did you have for this matchup?
I'm going to predict a friendly sweep. I feel like Magic should be able to figure out Giannis for at least one game. So I got Bucks 4-1.
So you're saying the best player in basketball can be figured out?
He's very easy to figure out because he doesn't have a jump shot. I feel like eventually he'll get figured out, and hopefully it's after the finals. Okay. But if it's before the finals, he might not even make it.
Who said he's the best guy in the league?
I think Giannis is the best player in the league right now. I know there's a lot of debate. You can say LeBron, you can say other people, but right now, if you're talking about basketball and you're talking about the best player in the league, you got to go Mr. Giannis.
Nah, he's top 3. I'll still give the edge to Kawhi and LeBron over him.
Yeah, I'll say LeBron, then Kawhi, and Giannis is somewhere in the top 5.
No, but what I would say is that the Bucks, Giannis is the best player on the court for 47 minutes. But in that last minute in the clutch, which won't be figured out in this Magic Bucks lineup, that's not a matchup which you should be expecting Giannis to struggle in. And I don't even think maybe in the second round matchup against the Heat, I don't think that'll be an issue as well. Is it against the Raptors and maybe the Celtics? That will be the issue. Oh, the 76ers? Maybe.
I feel like Giannis will struggle a lot with the Raptors because last year, the Raptors with Kawhi, they figured him out. And obviously Kawhi is gone now, but the main makeup of the defense is still there with Ibaka, Gasol, Lowry, Howland, the point guard. I feel like Raptors will give
the point of the spirit
for their money.
The point of the spirit is
Kawhi's
gone.
So you had Bucks in 4, Bucks
in 5 games.
I have Bucks in 4. I feel confident, but we can segue into the Toronto because you talked about Toronto.
Yeah,
I believe Toronto has the best coach in Nick Nurse,
I agree.
From Monday's performance, where they absolutely they destroyed the Nets. Well, I like the Nets are just here for a good time. Like they're just there on a holiday. So I expect the Raptors 4 games, get them out of there, and just get ready for the Celtics 76ers, and I believe the Celtics are going to be worn down. All the 76ers are going to be worn down because that matchup is tough. It's a very tough matchup. But I think the Raptors will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe.
I mean, they should make it. I mean, like you said, they should blow through the Raptors. I'm sorry, the Nets. I feel sorry for the Nets because they're missing Kyrie, they're missing KD, they're missing even DeAndre Jordan, and Dinwiddie's not there as well. Those are 4 key players.
Torian Prince as well.
Prince. If they had those guys, then they could be arguably the favourites to win the whole East and maybe even the league. But obviously the guys aren't there.
I don't think they'll be the favourites if the guys are there.
It's arguable, but the guys aren't there, so I expect the Nets to be washed in 4. Raptors have to do way too much for them. A championship experience, championship pedigree should take them through quickly in 4.
I agree. This will definitely be a sweep. I feel like this is the easiest first round matchup, and I have no faith in the Nets at all.
You have no
faith in them. From what I saw in game 1, the Raptors, they had like 7 players in double digits, and when you shoot 22 or 40 in 3-pointers, you're not going to lose. And I don't expect that from them every game, but this new Raptors team since Kawhi joined and even after he left, they just play with more intensity in the playoffs.
I hear you. I think it's down to the coaching, Joe, really. If you look at it, I think Nick Nurse is the best coach in basketball right now. He's so innovative with his ideas. He box on one, he'll play some zone, he'll mix up the matchups. So that's why the Raptors have that advantage over a lot of teams, because a lot of teams play the same style, and when they mix it up, it's really there's a lack of innovation in the NBA.
I call him a tinker man.
He's a tinker man, yeah. He's a tinker man. Let's move on to the next matchup, which is the 3v6, 76ers versus Celtics. Best matchup in the East.
Yes.
I would say.
That's going to be a very tight series.
That's the best matchup in the East.
Yeah.
From Monday showing the game, it's clear to see the 76ers, they're just disjointed, but there's just something about them that you just feel like any moment they can click.
Yeah.
I just can't let go of the 76ers yet. But I just want them to be good. They have all the tools to be good, but I just don't know.
You want to root for them, but every year they just disappoint you.
You know what they need to do? They need to fire that coach.
Yeah, Brett Brown, he needs to go.
And then give Ben Simmons and Embiid one more season to try and match. If it don't work, then one of them has to go. Either one, it's not really a wrong decision because I believe either one can be a great player, but their styles don't mesh well together, so one of them has to go. But I'll give them one more season after you fire this coach. Get someone like Mark Jackson and come on, the NBA's done.
So do you think if the 76ers, if you were a 76ers fan, would you be happy if you flamed out to get a new coach, or if you won this series? And
Ben Simmons is injured, so I don't expect them to win the series. I expect them to lose. I expect them to lose in 5.
I actually expect the 76ers to win.
I expect them
to win the series.
To win the series.
The only way I can see them winning is if Embiid averages 35 and 15 something like that.
Well, that's the thing. You can't. We don't know when you'll get a stomachache. It would have sworn over, so that's a very big prediction.
I say
that's what he has to do if they want to win.
76ers win in 7.
Nah.
Because I think Embiid can turn it on for 4 nights.
I don't trust the bias.
It doesn't need to be. I saw for the match. The Celtics have no one to guard him. They got that TS guy. He comes there. He guards it. He's just fouling. He's just fouling. There's nothing they can do to stop Embiid. And I can see the 76ers being able to stop the Celtics perimeter players.
They're gonna double team him.
You can double him, and then
hopefully
those players will can make the shots.
Hopefully they'll make shots. They're gonna make shots.
They're gonna. Let's put Korkmaz in. Play those man that can actually make.
Do you trust Tobias Harris?
I don't trust him. Yesterday was awful.
Tobias.
He's a max player with minimum contributions. I don't like this man.
They should swap it with J. Cole. Maybe J. Cole will hit more shots.
It's a useless, but I think Embiid is so talented that he can drag them man if he wants to. It's all about wants.
He's not consistent though.
When you see a picture of him crying, he wanted it. Let's see if he can actually do it.
So mentals that I always talk about.
I feel like
mentals not there, man.
I feel like Embiid is not mature enough yet to take them all the way to the Eastern Conference.
That's 27. When is he gonna get mature?
That's my whole point.
He's 27.
26, 27. When's he gonna get mature?
Well, hey, someone needs to speak to him.
Yeah, someone needs to have a word.
I remember when he was beefing Charles Barkley and Shaq.
That's why you fire that coach because Brett Brown cannot tell him anything. You need to get a proper coach like Mark Jackson. Someone's going to respect. Someone's going to drill it into him.
It's in the NBA, when you start by losing, you continue losing. It's not good for a young player to be around.
Is it your philosophy? Now you're just telling them to start.
Now he's got a pattern of where he's disrespecting this coach. Or he doesn't even respect the coach.
That has
it takes a long time for you to get a coach that can.
Because even Brett Brown came from the school of what's his name, Greg Pop.
The best coach
what did what's called Brett Brown do in the league? Get someone like Mark Jackson. He's a respected point guard. I think he's like top 5 all the time in assists. You know, he was part of the what's called the Pacers as well with.
Yeah, they went back to back. They went Game 7 with the Bulls in '98, isn't it?
No, I mean, get Mark Jackson, bring him in.
He's battle tested.
I think he's blackballed in the NBA right now. That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah, he has something to do with his Christian beliefs and stuff like that. He's a pastor and stuff like that. So yeah, but he started the Golden State Warriors dynasty.
Yeah, it's true. But the reason I say in 5, I reckon that tandem with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I reckon his boys. With no Ben Simmons there to stop them. Of course, they got what's called Fireball and I think it's Richardson.
Fireball is impressive.
They got
Richardson.
Yeah, they're
Richardson
good defenders.
and Fireball, they're really impressive defensive.
They're good, but I think if that Ben Simmons could have really slowed his boys down. But Tatum, and even if they do slow the boys down, so what Kemba, you know what I mean?
Kemba's injured. I heard he's got like a left knee.
I know Hayward was hobbling injury after like a little ankle injury.
So the Celtics are like they're waning. The injury.
If Kemba's actually injured and Hayward's injured, then my Celtics in 5 game will have to probably go down to a best of 7. But if them guys are fit, I say Celtics in 5.
So what do you have?
I say Celtics in 6. I feel like the modern NBA is more about wing play, and they have the 2 best wing players in the whole series. Yeah, in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So I got the Celtics in 6.
You trust Brown and Tatum?
Yeah, I do. I trust them more than Embiid in a clutch. That's for sure.
I trust them more than flipping.
And they're actually going to be available.
Yeah, that's true. The last series they played it, was it 2018, and the 76ers should have won. Yeah, they lost in 5, isn't it? So that's very disappointing.
Cool.
Let's move on to Heat versus Pacers.
This is gonna bring the Heat. This is where it's at, man.
What the heck are you saying?
I said this is gonna bring the Heat. This is where it's at. This is gonna be a fire series.
I think that's the best series. You know? I think the Heat will win 6 games.
TG Warren against Jimmy Bucket.
It's going to be one of the most entertaining series now. I'm not just talking actual basketball on and off the
Jimmy
court.
Bucket believes he's better than he is, and he's a loser.
TJ Warren, Butler, they're going to have headlines.
What has Jimmy Buckets done to give himself that nickname, or to even say that he's a great player?
Well, did you get to conference finals for Chicago?
Yeah, you got to
he wasn't. It was D Rose's team.
Yeah,
it was just a side.
He was defending LeBron pretty well. As good as he could defend.
Jimmy Buckets is the man that you want to defend LeBron.
I mean, he tried. No one could defend LeBron.
I tried.
But he tried.
Jimmy's one of the better defenders in the league you could throw at LeBron.
You have Jimmy Buckets against LeBron. Well,
he's a bit undersized, but his tenacity
he's not going to see LeBron though, so it doesn't really matter.
Iguodala as well there.
Iguodala, I think it was poor.
Jay Crowder.
The trade. It looks like
Kawhi.
He looks a bit like his career's on it.
I trust
Iguodala.
I trust Iguodala to come through the playoffs when it matters.
You think he's still got something in the tank? I think he's done. He's like an old car, man. He's got his mileage.
You
is
never
gone.
know when it's just
his mileage is high.
He's saving it for the playoffs, man.
He's saving it for I'll save mine for my playoffs as well. So.
That's what LeBron does. He gets believe it.
I believe it's LeBron. But I believe the Pacers. If Oladipo was fit. I can really
be much more
closer series.
With Oladipo, I give Pacers very little chance.
I think I'm gonna go, and the Heat are the best 3-point shooting team. And the Pacers play a very like old fashioned games, a lot of jumpers and all of those things. I think I'm gonna just go Heat in 6.
Yeah, that's why I had Heat in 6. Obviously, Sabonis not being there is a big miss. I reckon that Sabonis this should be a real 50-50 matchup. Oladipo, he's supposed to be playing, but obviously he's not 100% fit. If Oladipo was 100% fit, this could be if Oladipo and Sabonis were there and they're both fit, I'd probably even edge the Pacers, but obviously that's not the case. But I thought the Heat's playoff experience of the guys I mentioned, so your Crowders, your Iguodala's, your Jimmy Butlers, you got Bam, even though he doesn't play experience as another quality player. and the 3-point specialist they have. So yeah, Heat in 6.
So what did you have for this one?
I have Heat in 6 as well.
Okay, then so let's move on to the second round matchups from what we said.
Yes.
So we got Bucks versus Heat.
Yes.
And we had 2 people that said it will be Raptors versus Celtics and one person saying Raptors versus 76ers.
That guy was.
What do you want to go on? Do you want to go on to the one where it's a split decision or?
Yeah, let's deal with the discrepancy first.
Well, Raptors versus 76ers. The Raptors are winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So regardless of that matchup, though, I just think the Raptors have they haven't players to guard Embiid. What I don't understand is that people have played in this NBA for so long and they still fought for Embiid's fake on the 3-point. He's not gonna shoot it. He's not gonna shoot it. He's a terrible 3-point shooter. He's something to you. He's going to block.
Isn't it like 27 to low 30s? Yeah. That's still respectable.
That's not respectable. Why are you shooting? If you're shooting low 30s, you shouldn't shoot it. Just don't shoot it. Just get in the low post. And that's where you do your damage.
That's the thing about Brett Brown. He's not forcing Embiid to go in the low post. That's what he needs to do.
But he has to spread the floor for Ben Simmons, isn't it?
What? But without Ben Simmons
Ben Simmons.
You should put Embiid down in the post.
Obviously, without Ben Simmons there, he should be in the post a lot more. But you still got other guys like Tobias Harris that want to drive to the bucket.
Just forget it.
Forget
about it. So I have Raptors winning that series, maybe in 5 or 6. So I have Raptors definitely in the Eastern Conference Final. In regards to Raptors facing the Celtics possibly in the second round,
that's going to be very interesting.
What do you guys have? Because I know some people I've talked about the game they played in the bubble, and in which the Celtics gave the Raptors a very good game plan and how to face them, and they beat them. They beat them up.
I mean, you got Nick Nurse and you got Brad Stevens, 2 very, very good young coaches. But I believe the Raptors would win 6-ish, mainly because the Celtics don't really have any real paint protection. And so you got guys like Siakam that were doing his thing, Gasol, even Ibaka. You got so many guys, so many bodies that could be live and active. I also believe they have good defenders for Tatum and Brown. In obviously Siakam, you have also got OG Anunoby as well.
Yeah, Anunoby. And I think OG will take on Tatum, probably, and they save Siakam.
Usually takes on the hardest defensive duties.
They save Siakam's legs and have rim protection as well. So I could really see him making it hard. I also see Lowry and Fred VanVleet making it difficult for Kemba as well. That's a good matchup there. So I really have them in 6 to be fair.
Okay. And you, Yomi?
Yeah, I predict Raptors in 6. And one thing we're really underrated is their championship DNA.
Yeah.
They've actually been to the promised land now.
Because they've been to the promised land, you believe that they can...
That whole pressure of, I'm going to my first finals, trying to win my first ring, is out of the way. So they're playing with house money.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
If the Raptors win again, does Lowry, is he a Shawbank Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe not first ballot, but he will get into the Hall of Fame.
I reckon it will be the way they do it in NBA. I reckon it will be a first ballot. Well, he's like 4 or 5 time All-Star, right? 2 chips. He might even have a good chance to win the Finals MVP. I think he would.
So yeah, you have. That's an interesting.
If they do win, I reckon he would be.
Oh yeah, that just shows you the lack of value in that.
And you want to get it
because not the NBA Hall of Fame, it's Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's the market difference.
So and then, so we have Raptors definitely in the final.
Yeah.
It's the Eastern Conference final. Okay, Bucks versus Heat, which we've all picked for this second round matchup. What do you have?
I want the Bucks in 6 games.
Bucks in 6. I have Bucks in 6 because I think the Heat will still 2 games just because they can shoot the 3 at a high clip. But I just don't believe who they're gonna throw at Giannis. I think Giannis is gonna bully those boys. And when the Heat's second best player is Goran Dragic, and that's just not good enough for you.
You can't put enough faith in him.
Yeah.
I disagree. I feel this game goes 6 or 7. The Heat have good matchups for Giannis. They have obviously Crowder. They got Butler. They've got Iguodala that can slow down a bit.
You think they have good matchups?
Pause. And they also have Bam as well to protect the rim. So they got guys that can. They got wing defenders that can do something to him, and they got Bam then ready to protect the paint. So with that combination going, that's what you need. You need that and team defense to stop the guys for Giannis and LeBron. So with that being said, they can slow Giannis down a bit, and you can even double team and force the other guys to make shots. So you know the Bucks when it comes to crunch time, the guys don't necessarily make shots. Middleton will be averaging 13 in the series when she should be averaging at least 20. Those sort of things. So I can really see it going 6 or 7. Also, the Bucks, they don't defend the 3 as well as they compared to the rest of their defensive scheme. Defending the 3, I think they're 15th or 14th in the league, and their number 1 defensive team that doesn't really match up well. And also like you mentioned, the Heat are number one at 3-pointers made in percentage in the league. So I could really see it going 6 or 7. Also as well, the Heat are 2-1 the regular season. Of course, it's regular season, but it still matters a bit. I feel for the Bucks to get through this in 5-6, whatever, they need Bledsoe and DiVincenzo to step up, and obviously Middleton as well.
I think it'll go 6, but you know the two best defensive teams in the league are really bad at 3-point defense, which are the Raptors and the Bucks. So it's a trend. Like they will let you take threes, but they will defend the rim at all costs. Yeah. That's it. Is the 3-point shot is a harder make than at the rim.
And you trust the Heat making them threes in the playoffs?
In the playoffs,
with their little playoff experience.
If they play all those players that can wall up against Giannis, you lose 3-point shooting. Like
Iguodala's their identity.
Yeah, Iguodala's not a great shooter. Crowder is
decent.
Crowder's a decent shooter, but do you trust him in those waning moments?
He's got playoff experience with the Celtics.
You remember him with the Cavs?
He was useless. In big pressure moments, Crowder doesn't deliver.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yomi as well. What's your pick for this game? Bucks versus.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6. Yeah. For the same reasons that we've stated,
Yeah.
I stated, or in regards to what my idea said.
I trust the Bucks more in the playoffs. I feel like 3-pointing teams, they usually get caught up in the playoffs. Like, for example, Houston, that's what brought them all the way to Game 7 with Golden State. They had an off night, and then that's what messed them up.
Yeah, but remember one thing, this is not normal playoffs. There's no home series, there's no away series, there's no fans. So I reckon the shooters will travel, even though it's like a 5-minute travel, they will travel exceptionally well in this whole entire playoff run.
Okay, and then let's keep this Eastern Conference final pick brief before we go to the West, because I want to talk about the West a lot.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Let's give the team and how many.
I have Bucks in 7, but I need Middleton to show up. Last time they faced each other, he had 13 points, which is down from his 20 points in the regular season. All his percentages went down. And I need Giannis to show up as well, because obviously the Raptors gave some problems. His stats went down a bit, especially his field goal percentage and his free throw percentage. His field goal went down from 57 to 44, and his free throw went down from 72 to 58%. That's not good enough. But the main reason I have them winning is because they haven't replaced Kawhi. Even though OG's good, he's not Kawhi. And that's the main difference.
And you, Yemi?
I have the Raptors in 7 games.
Ow. So you got the Raptors making the finals?
Yeah, they already have experience defending Giannis. Like I said earlier, they got the championship DNA. And there's something about Giannis this year, or since he's entered the bubble, he just seems a bit shaky and agitated. Like, his headbutting duns, and he's still not fixed his jump shots.
I'm just
when I watch Giannis play, I always feel nervous. Like he has to struggle for his points. And I feel like in the playoffs, he's just eventually going to get.
I think Giannis gets his points quite easy. He can get to the rim at ease. It's just that his jump shot is it going to be reliable in the playoffs? Like I've seen him make 5 threes in big games. Yeah, so he can shoot it. It's just that does he trust himself? I've got the Bucks in 6. I believe the Bucks will. Yeah, I think the Bucks will beat the Raptors just purely because Giannis is going to remember what happened to him last year.
Well, I would say the Bucks will miss Brogdon. I feel that Brogdon in this series.
Brogdon didn't play last year. Though.
He played a bit.
He played in the game like. He didn't play in the wins. He played in all their losses.
He made a mistake in Game 5.
Brogdon, I could have trusted Brogdon more than any other player they had in the clutch because he can get a set shot. He's got a reliable jump up.
More than Middleton.
With Middleton, he just dissipates in the clutch.
So we have 2 people saying the Bucks are coming out, and then one saying that. Now let's go to the West.
The West, baby, West Side.
Let's make this quick. Let's try and do this in 15 minutes, and then we can talk about the Champions League because there's some interesting subplots from the Champions League games.
The champions.
So who do we have in the 1-8? I think this is the matchup people are talking about the most because of how hot Dame is right now.
This is such an overrated matchup, man.
Okay, so Trailblazers versus Lakers. Who do we have?
I know Skip Bayless is happy, so win-win for him.
I got the Lakers in 4. I feel like Dame. He has a lot of sweep experience, and I
the Wallis.
The sweep experience will come out big because whenever a player goes on a historic run, scoring a lot of points, I always feel like it ends up in disaster. Like Michael Jordan's early years, where, for example, he hit 63 points on the Celtics. I feel like it's just a matter of time, and it will catch up to Lillard.
Lillard is gonna definitely from this series. You're gonna go from logo to oh no. He's gonna go in this series.
Logo to oh no, like that. I mean, CJ looked good in the playing against Memphis. Hopefully he's fit. If CJ's fit and playing like that, this is going 5 or 6 because the Lakers' perimeter defense It's not it right now.
So
they miss AB. The AB-less Lakers. Avery Bradley, shout out Avery Bradley, you know. They miss him because he could defend both of them properly. Caruso needs to step up. Danny Green seems to have dissipated. Caldwell Pope, Waiters and J.R. Smith. I mean, J.R. Smith on his day can be a good perimeter defender, but it's all bits and bobs, and you don't want LeBron and those guys to be defending those guys.
I talk about Avery Bradley like he was defensive player,
Trust me.
or MVP.
He's a good, very good defender.
I got Lakers in 5, and I just think Dame would just steal one game, just because he's hot right now.
You mean CJ will still one game?
Clutch
guy.
Clutch jumper. Clutch jumper. McCollum. That's what the CJ stands for.
5 and 6. They got no answer from LeBron, like, perimeter wise. Like, who's gonna guard him? Carmelo.
Carmelo's gonna get run over. I heard LeBron talking about how he saved him from getting drowned.
From the abyss of the NBA.
Let's go to the next one.
2-7. I don't think this is as close as he looks in paper. I know Dallas have a superstar in this spot. I think the Clippers have so much depth that possibly 5, but the Clippers are definitely winning. Even from Monday night's performance, like the Mavs gave all they could in the first half. I know they lost Porzingis from that stupid tech. The refs trying to be a superstars again. But in all the matches that they faced, the Mavs really they can't handle the Clippers. So I think the Clippers will win in 5.
Yeah, I'm putting my trust in the deepest team in the NBA, Clippers. I would choose Clippers in 6. I have a lot of respect for Luka. I feel him and Porzingis, they should be able to take 2 games from the Clippers. And even though I see a lot of flaws in the Clippers right now, I feel like eventually they'll work it out and go on to win.
To be fair, Dallas is the most historic, the best
offensive rating of all time in regular season. Yeah.
So they can see the game. If I'm Dallas, just shoot threes. You shoot 60, make 20, and you got a chance. That's just in the quantity of threes you can win the game.
Luka's 3-point ain't as good as people think.
But he doesn't need to. You just need to set the man up.
Literally, Luka, great debut. Record points for a debutant in the playoffs, 42 points. However, the caveat was 11 turnovers, especially at the start. I think at 5.
5 in the first 2 minutes.
It's crazy. But I reckon this game could go 5 or 6. I reckon that was a chance to win. I don't know why the refs done that. They were some bull jab, absolute bull jab. I don't know what they were doing. Because the Clippers, the Mavs could have really stole that game. But in 5 or 6, the Clippers are too deep, too much experience. They're too physical. They're too good. I reckon PG, Kawhi would, they will really crunch down on Luka. And Luka will need to average 35 plus for them to nick any games.
Me? What do you have on this?
I already said my result.
Oh, you said 3-piece. You said...
Yeah, I got Clippers in 6.
I mean,
if the Mavs were facing Clippers and the refs, then it's going to be a sweep. But I got the Clippers in 6.
Okay, then so for the 3-6 matchup, which is probably the... Is that the closest? Would you say that's the closest?
It's the most boring.
It's the most boring.
Yeah,
first game was good.
I think it was good. I think the Nuggets 2-man game, with Murray and Jokic. I don't think Utah can defend it, and you would think they could because they have
Gobert.
They have Gobert.
Yeah, he defended thingies in clutch moments well, especially at the end of the
Donovan Mitchell, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Gobert defending Jokic well at the end of the fourth. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Jokic, because he can shoot, he dragged Gobert away from the paint. And once you drag Gobert away from the paint, their defense will collapse.
In the first half, Gobert wasn't trying to defend Jokic at all. It was giving Jokic everything he wanted. And the thing is with Gobert, it's just like on the offensive end, he doesn't apply enough pressure. It's like he plays like a robot. Like everything is so mechanical. Like he has to do stuff in straight lines, and everything. He's not fluid.
I don't trust him at all. It's Utah's literally they come and go as Donovan Mitchell decides.
But I swear.
He scored 57 points, and like I said earlier, if you have scored that many points, your team are in trouble.
He shouldn't be having to score 57 points to keep you in the ball game.
But I swear, what's it called? What's his name? What's his face?
Conley.
Not Conley. What was I saying?
Joe Ingles.
I forgot what I was saying now. It's gone now.
The wind is flapping his head.
I swear Gobert wanted more touches like a couple seasons ago.
He wants more touches in the post.
To do what? What's he trying to do?
No, but if you have a good defensive player, you want to give them some offensive touches so you can keep the motivation.
Warmed up.
Yeah. But apparently he wanted more touches in the post. To do what? What skills do you have?
It's got a good drop step.
No. We do alley-oops. We do give you open laps. That's your job, and you defend.
Alley-oops and loop on it. He dunks and defends. That's what he should be doing.
He just does pick and rolls.
Double D, dunk and defend. That's what you do.
Dunk and defend.
But I can see the Nuggets against the 5-6. I mean, if Donovan Mitchell has to be scoring 57 points, whatever, it's a recipe for disaster. Obviously, Matt Conley, congratulations to him, has a new child. He's been there to left the bubble to tend to his child. But there'll be 2 games down most likely when he comes back, and even he hasn't been playing good. So
yeah, he's been awful this year. So,
but I do like the Murray Mitchell matchup. That's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Murray's gonna win that in the end of the day because he's got better backups.
But Donovan Mitchell will put up the better stats.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
He's a much better player.
I care about winning. Okay, Rockets and Thunder.
How do you care about winning?
That's gonna be a very.
How do you care about winning?
I care about winning.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see that in the next sections.
Rockets Thunder. I think this has potential to be the best first round matchup.
Yeah, because obviously some people are going back to their old houses, old yards. CP3 going back to Rockets. And then Westbrook, if he's fit, but the series might be over by the time he's fit.
He's supposed to miss 2 games at least.
I don't know. It's quadriceps, so you don't know how long is anything to do with the leg. It's the quadriceps of the leg.
You could easily tweak it again. I think.
Yeah, it's a quad. Yeah, it's a quad. Yeah. So you don't know how long that could take. Like they say, he said he's touch and go for the first round. Now it's 2 games. What else is it gonna be from there?
And then also because he's an explosive player, leg injuries are the worst.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So when he comes back, is he even gonna be the same?
So I have the Thunder in 6.
I have this going potentially 7. Obviously, if Russ misses more than 2 games, then I can have it going 5 or 6. But it really comes down to, can CP outplay Harden?
And he will.
And most people on the surface of this will turn their noses, but as an overall game, can CP both ends, full generalship, making decisions, can he outplay Harden, being efficient? It's very likely, very possible. And CP is a very savvy individual.
I won't look at that matchup just based on points. I need to look at point contribution. Yeah. I'm going to look at it as points and assists. How many points?
That's an overall game. Points, assists, score 50 balls. You can even argue rebounds, defense, efficiency, all that sort of stuff.
I think this matchup actually is all down to one person, and the person that we're talking about isn't a star. It's all about Steven Adams.
Yeah,
you think so?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, it's key. Can he prove key?
Steven Adams. If Steven Adams can punish the Rockets on the boards and make the Rockets play enough that he can play enough minutes, then OKC wins. But if the Rockets have managed to negate Steven Adams, then it's all up in the air.
They take him out of the paint. But on the boards, he'll crash those balls like bad.
It's about scoring points as well.
But he needs to,
for Steven Adams, you can't hit threes. So.
No, but the pick and roll, just roll to the basket. Roll. Just roll as hard as you can. Just roll to that. Ah, gosh.
So who do you have coming out? Rami?
I've actually got the Rockets in 7 games. The warrior that Westbrook is, I'm assuming he's going to come back for the final 2 or 3 games. And knowing Harden, I feel like he could steal 2 games against OKC. And when Westbrook comes back, I'm assuming it's going to be 2-2. And Westbrook will change the tide of the series.
I think Westbrook will miss the first week. What do you have?
I had the 7 games, but I'm going to lean to the Thunder.
Okay. I have the Thunder winning this matchup just purely for the fact that Westbrook's injured. And I think Steven Adams actually will make the Rockets pay for small ball.
Pay. So
then let's move into second round matchups. Lakers versus Rockets or Thunder.
For you, it's Rockets. For us, it's Thunder.
I think both of those are awful matchup for the Lakers. Just for the fact they have no perimeter defense. The Lakers have
and they all both
of those teams have perimeter offense.
Who the Thunder have to guard LeBron? Nobody.
Got Dort. Dort can defend him, and Dort did a good matchup. It's good. It's quite courageous.
Who else? Actually, no, to be fair, the Rockets do have Covington, but they have no paint protection at all. Like no paint protection. So to defend LeBron, you need wing defenders, you need paint protection, you need team defense.
You need a prayer.
You need a whole bevy of things. You can't just have one and the other. You need everything in tandem to defend LeBron. That's why when LeBron loses in the playoffs, it's only usually the best of the best teams that knock him off because they can do everything. They can bring everything into tandem, bring everything into one. And both teams do like that. For that reason, I see the Lakers winning in 5 or 6, depending on which team I'm not too fast.
Okay, so you got the Lakers winning. How about you?
if the Lakers face OKC, I've got the Lakers in 6 games. If they face Houston, I've got Lakers in 5 games.
Lakers in 5 games?
Yeah, no one on either team can stop AD or LeBron. Mm-hmm. And then also, the big men like JaVale and what's his name, Dwight, I feel like they're very underrated. In the playoffs, I expect them to come up big. I remember JaVale in Golden State. He played big for the back-to-back of Golden State, and I expect the same from him again this season.
And also remember, with AD, you can play a small 5. AD can play the 5, especially against the Rockets, and be very potent defender, crash the boards, make him pay for going too small. Come on, man. Come on, man.
And then in regards to the other matchup, which will be possibly Nuggets versus Clippers. Who do you have in that?
I've got the Clippers in 6 games.
Yep.
Mainly due to their finals experience of Kawhi, their depth, their defense, their 3-point making ability. Can I go on?
And then what do you have?
I have him in 6. I would say the search of MPJ and what he's doing right now is going to be very can make it maybe alter the series, but I have Clippers in 6. Even though the Nuggets are deep as well, but the experience, the physicality, the know-how, Kawhi, PG, they can really take Jamal Murray out of his game. Jokic could potentially make them pay because of the lack of size, but I reckon Zubac can maybe do a little bit something, or what's his face, or Noah. But yeah. I reckon they could make Jokic pay on the other side defensively. I reckon they'll single him out. So I reckon I have them in 6.
And then I have the Clippers. I have the Clippers in 5. The Nuggets, they don't have Gary Harris, they don't have Will, but they're gonna get beat. And they can't really play MPJ in that series because he's so bad at defensive liability. You see how Utah was singling him out. They called him for every switch, and that's deep, man. This is a man that's trying to make his name in this NBA.
Hey, playoffs is where your legends, the good are separate from the great. Where players' legacies are made, where players' legends are made. So you know.
So you think Bobo will play that series?
Not 1 minute. I'm gonna say.
Why don't you think he'll play?
PG will go past him and dunk on his head.
The coach doesn't trust him. The coach took MPJ out so quickly before his feet could touch the ground. He was out. So there's no point playing him. So what I'm gonna say is that we will go on about our Lakers versus Clippers pick and who we have in the finals on a future episode. So make sure you stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So let's talk about UCL. Let's talk about our predictions for the upcoming games and what we've seen in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then you can highlight a couple players. I know some people want to put some people in the lights. But let's talk about our quarterfinal roundup. Let's give some brief points on those games.
Where do you want to start? I mean, there's only one place to start, is there?
I think let's start with Barca Bayern.
Let's start with Barca Bayern.
The disaster class.
Hey mate, I don't have much to say.
I have a lot to say.
It's 8-2.
I have a lot to say.
It's 8-2.
I'd hate to be a Barca fan. I'd hate to be Messi.
That's the worst Barcelona team I've ever seen in my life. They're old. They're decrepit.
They have no heart.
And this is from the top down.
You say who's leading them?
Who's leading them?
The manager, Setien.
Setien
now Barca now.
But Barca was led by Setien. They're led by their president, whatever his name is.
Who's leading them on the pitch? Who displayed no heart? Who's giving up? Who was letting people run by him?
Kike.
Yeah, it's awful.
See, you need to hold you need to hold a certain individual accountable in that game.
Who's the individual that you're talking about?
Who gave up? After 30 minutes, who visibly gave up?
I did not see it.
The guy that carried them to the quarterfinal in the first place.
Did he?
That performance against Napoli was exceptional. I even recall you talking about it.
It was. That's what I say. I just keep consistent. When your guy, Lionel Messi, performs well and Barca win or whatever, Argentina win, people give him praise. When he does nothing and his team loses, there's always an excuse.
Don't swear because we have to bleep.
There's always an excuse. It's always a team. I'm not gonna say the Barca team is rubbish. Don't get me twisted, but give Messi some accountability. He gave up. He's the leader. He's the leader of this team. You know, the team take the characteristics of their leaders. Messi gave up, Barcelona gave up. And we have to give the guys some accountability. And this is a theme. In certain games where Barcelona get battered, Messi, you read out the performance, 0 goals, 0 assists, significantly below his averages, but, you know, people say someone else's fault, you know, they don't give him any blame. I will give him the blame. I'll give him accountability.
I have to side with Melo because I did some research.
Have you lost it?
I still have Messi over Ronaldo.
We're not fanboys.
But I researched a stat and it's very disgusting.
What's the stat?
So in 2016, in Barcelona's knockout game in the second leg against Atletico Madrid's quarter-final, Messi scored no goal. 2017 against Juve quarter-final where they get knocked out, no goal for Messi. 2018 against Roma, Messi, he laid the donut. In 2019 against Liverpool, I don't want to mention that. And then the 8-2 against Bayern last week.
No contribution.
Another donut Bayern. So I can't defend him. Like, he's still the best player in the world, but these Champions League knockout games, he's been doing a lot of no-show.
I don't understand.
We need to call him up.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna have.
Is it a crime to call him out?
No, I'm gonna defend Messi. No, listen.
Pause.
Let me talk.
Is it a crime to call him out?
No, we shouldn't be calling out Messi.
Here we go.
Goat Messi. Do you know why we're gonna talk about what we're gonna say about Goat Messi here? Is that this is an 11-player game. Not one. You can't just tell one player to carry me to the point that.
Stop right there.
Since 2016, all else is for
Let's
one
talk
goal.
about the poor recruitment of Barcelona in those years following Neymar's leaving. They've spent 100 million on how many different players individually?
Coutinho, Dembele.
Messi has backed up a lot of these decisions.
Not one of them players played on that pitch.
Either Messi should stay away from decisions.
He didn't have decisions.
And he has been involved in it.
Messi wanted Neymar.
He did.
He
was begging. He was on his knees.
And guess what Barcelona did? They went and bought Griezmann. Look what Griezmann is doing. That's like me asking my dad, can you go shopping and get me an apple? And he's bringing up bananas. I didn't ask for this. That's not the nutrition that I want, is it?
From
That's
Neymar
what I'm saying.
to Griezmann, real quick.
And then, also, what are Barcelona doing? You're swapping a 23-year-old midfielder and half for Pjanic. That's 30. What do you want to do? You're just aging your team. What assets do Barcelona even have?
Suarez.
It's not an asset anymore.
It's not an asset. It's depreciated.
I can attest to that because I manage Barcelona foot manager and they have no money and it's hard to sell guys because they've got guys like Coutinho on loan, Rakitic.
Nasty contracts.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. Like I said before, when Messi plays well and Barca win, we give him the praise. But when Messi doesn't play well and Barca lose, there's always someone else that blame. Can you answer that statement for me? Can you answer? No, don't give me any other BS. Answer that statement for me. Why do guys do this for their fanboys, especially Messi? Why? Who asks why?
Do you know why I'm going to defend Messi on this? There's 11 players on the pitch. And when Messi has performed, he's had good players around it. You can't make poo smell nice, can you? That's not my fault. Messi can't make poo smell nice. There's nothing there. There's nothing there for Messi. What's he working with? For him, Messi, you should tell about it. This is a great season with Messi. Because look at the tools he's worked around with. And look where he's taken them. That Barcelona team without Messi, they're not going anywhere. They're even worse. They're not even getting out of that Napoli tie.
So I've got a question for you. Would you say Messi is a good leader?
I don't believe Messi's a great leader.
He's average.
He's a leader by example, and that's what happens a lot with great players because they can do it. They can't. They think other people can do it. Not everyone else can do it to the same level as them.
Not all leaders need to be shouters and screamers.
He's a leader by example.
I respect that a lot, but like I said, teams they take the characteristics of your leader. When they see Messi give up, the whole team. No. Pause. For one of their goals, coming which goal, Messi just let Alphonso Davies run past him. Remember
that was disgusting.
Remember what's his name? Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. He came out and said Alphonso Davies got Messi in his pocket, and he did. He really did.
He did not.
He outplayed Messi. He really did.
Well,
he outplayed Messi.
Defensively, he didn't outplay.
He outplayed Messi.
Wait, can we put some respect on Bayern?
He won the two. Put some respect on Thomas Muller. He looked finished last year and now he's back to his best.
Speaking about Muller, you two said that Firmino is better than Muller this season.
I said last season.
I need you to
speak about. He was better than
you definitely said
Let me talk about
last season.
I just want to give you one stat quickly.
Muller's my guy. But last season was
Muller, he broke KDB's record for assists in a single season.
What league? What league?
Yeah, in Bundesliga.
Yeah, thank you. That's what we need to talk about.
Yeah, Bundesliga that has Bayern and RP Leipzig or whatever you call them in the semi-final.
I said RP! I've never seen RP Leipzig. Respect them. That's a good team.
RP
Dortmund, but Leipzig and Dortmund, they're not of the same level.
They got
Schalke.
It's Schalke.
This
guy doesn't know football. He's part of Messi. That's the greatest player of all time. And to be fair, Muller's had a great season, but swap them. Swap Muller with
Firmino.
And Firmino. Let's see what happens.
Then Liverpool, they would have done the Invincibles if they had Muller. I agree.
I mean,
I can say that with conviction. If they had Muller, they would have done the.
Muller's my guy. I've said Muller has been a better.
You cannot rely on Muller to be your main man.
No, let me finish. I said Muller's a better player than
Ozil. But for me, it's not the main man anyway.
Career. Muller's my guy, but last season Muller was awful. But this season he's bounced back. And
I'm talking about this season, not last.
That's why I like Muller. It's all about up here, mental ability. Muller's technically he's not even that great, but he performs when it matters.
Yeah, because football's changed to a more dynamic.
Even before, like when the 2010 World Cup, 2014 World Cup.
Yeah, but he was athletic then.
Muller is there.
Muller's
interpreter of space, rather than mental.
Ramduta
or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? But yes, but Bayern. One thing I would say, Hansi Flick has been a great addition.
Yeah.
34 games, 31 wins. That's a great percentage.
Very good percentage.
Well done for Bayern. I don't think they're gonna win the chip though. At the end of the day,
they're averaging 3 goals a game. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, who they facing next? Lyon.
Lyon.
I think they beat Lyon. I think that we need to talk about Guardiola.
Guardiola, I hear it now. I can entertain it.
Pep.
I really can entertain it.
What is he doing? Why is he playing 4 centre mids against Lyon? Why is he playing 5 at the back against Lyon? Who does he think Lyon is?
He overcomplicates these games and he hasn't won a Champions League since 2011. I used to be Pep's, well, I'm still Pep's one of his hardest proponents, but I can see it. I don't give him excuses like people give excuses for their guys, aka Josh. You know, don't know why.
No excuses.
He's not objective, but
I have no excuses for
he overcomplicates these games. He hasn't got to a final since he won it. He hasn't got,
Has he even got to the semi-final?
He got to the semi-final with Bayern, but he's always losing these games. It's overcomplicating, you know what I mean? So I can see why I can accept why people will now want to call him Guardiola. I can accept.
He's a fraud in the Champions League. That's the
is there any blame on Sterling for that horrendous miss? Or?
Of course.
World-class Sterling, yeah?
Of course. I don't know, man.
It was a world-class stage and he looked like a semi-pro player.
Well, Sterling's up and down. I'm going to have to revoke his world-class card, in my opinion. Because
What's funny is he was actually the best player in the game. He created a lot of chances and he dictated the flow for Man City. But when it came down to the clutch, he choked.
He missed chances, he created chances. Gabriel Jesus missed chances, he created chances. But that one Sterling miss, well, it was a gilt edge. I still got the assist for KDB, but that was a gilted chance. You can't miss that. I mean, people are now saying that's why Kane did pass him in the World Cup against Croatia. So.
I don't know. Kane still missed that chance. So it doesn't really matter. And people that are vouching for Kane, I know your football knowledge it's in the bin. Probably like Henderson as well. And then Leipzig beating Atletico, that was the biggest shock of the round. Was it as big a shock?
The Leon shock was big.
I think it was a big shock to be fair.
I think it was big as well because I
thought people said Atletico would win, yeah.
Yeah, but everyone thought Man City would win.
No,
I thought this was Atletico's best chance to win the Champions League for the way they play in a knockout round. They don't really concede a lot of goals, and they really just fell apart in that Leipzig game.
They go too defensive against. So they go too defensive generally. In that game, they were playing a team that's on paper worse than them, and they should have taken the ownership to control that game, and that's why I believe Diego Simeone's time he should go because
he's done now.
He can't really take the team. You can't evolve the team to the next stage. You can't make it more of a progressive team. The more the team that plays counter-attacking, rigid, tough, defensively minded football, and it works when they play the top teams. That's why the top teams is very rare. The top teams spank them.
Why don't I understand about that game? Why did he bench João Felix?
I was just about to say that. As soon as he came on, you could straight away see the difference in the flow of the game. So it was a decision that might have cost him his job.
Yeah.
I mean, I question João Felix going there because as an offensive player, young player, I wasn't really entirely sure what Simeone could have done for him, especially in that rigid system. João Felix is the type of player, he needs to have freedom. Like he needs to be under Pep's guys. That's what he needs. You know, I've been on Pep's case today, but Pep will really cultivate his talents to the highest standards.
Yeah. Okay. Then the last game we'll talk about in the quarterfinals is PSG. And that comeback.
There's a reason.
Well, okay, it was a lot harder than it should have been.
Yeah, a comeback that was called a terrific comeback, a historic comeback.
Who called it that?
I saw some media outlets, lazy.
All the Neymar fanboys.
Lazy media reporting.
That's why I'm wearing this
decent performance.
I'm wearing this top for a reason.
For Neymar. Neymar had some big misses in that game.
He did. See, like I said, it's the difference between me. I'll hold Neymar accountable. If they lost that game, I'll be on Neymar's
neck. That's a big difference between me and you.
No, because like I said, Messi against what's his name? Did they play Bayern Munich? He's right, someone else's fault. Messi did what he could.
No, I'm just saying poor recruitment. There's a lot of it. He said bad tools. There's terrible tools.
Neymar should thank the lucky stars his big brother came to save him.
Yeah, Mbappe came on to inject some pace into that game.
And then Choupo-Moting.
Well, I would say, Neymar missed some guilty chances, unforgivable chances, and I was really going to be on his neck if they lost that game. But Mbappe did come on, he helped them really transform the game. But I would say Icardi and Sarabia were offering absolutely nothing.
Why is Icardi playing on the right? Someone needs to explain that to me.
I don't know.
He should be in the centre.
They offered absolutely nothing. If all Neymar needed was Di Maria. If they had Di Maria in that game, they probably would have won that game. But Di Maria was also injured as well. Obviously, Mbappe came and changed the game. Neymar got an assist for the first goal. Choupo-Moting was a real life game changer as well. Obviously, Neymar put a pass for Mbappe to put through to Choupo-Moting again. And the 2 late goals really changed the game.
They changed the game. They won the game. That's what it was.
And Di Maria should be there for the matchup against Leipzig. And
who do you have in that matchup?
Winning.
Yeah, PSG Leipzig.
Oh, trust, I forgot. You owe me dinner, mate.
That match is even tonight.
Dinner on you. You tried to bet against Neymar and the boys.
And the bet nearly came through.
It nearly did.
It nearly did.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. You owe me dinner. You're lucky they're doing this eat out scheme. So let's
do that half price next week.
Nando's on you.
So what then are you taking them
Nando's
to?
if you can even get in.
Nando's.
You know the line. You know the
struggles to get into that.
Struggling to get into that.
Book me a day, fam. I'm eating. I'm eating good.
So who do you have in the PSG Leipzig?
I have PSG winning. Let me say 2-0 tonight. Shouldn't be a tough game.
2-0. I think semi-finals are tight. They're tight affairs, and it comes down to who has the best players.
Which PSG do?
Not which PSG.
I think in these games now, where there's no fans, it does come down to your talent in certain places.
It does. It comes down to execution. You can execute. Usually talented players execute more.
Do you trust Leipzig to execute against PSG?
I trust them to give honest defensive performance, and I really rate that manager Nagelsmann. He's fantastic.
He's very innovative as a manager.
Great manager.
Do you think he'll make a game plan to stop your guy Neymar?
You'll make him very difficult. I reckon you would.
Upamecano was exceptional against
Arsenal missed the boat again, you mugs.
Exceptional performance, and that's a future star there. I'm just a bit worried for PSG. They always find a way to crumble in big games.
They seem very shaky in the clutch.
It's true. But what I would say, now they finally have Neymar and Mbappe on the same pitch in the Champions knockout rounds, and Di Maria as well, they shouldn't crumble this game.
Okay. They
shouldn't. I mean, the games they crumbled, Man United last season, Neymar missed both those games. Real Madrid the season before, Neymar missed the second leg. And I think that's the only Neymar's first season. Neymar and Mbappe are now playing both these games. They shouldn't crumble.
Okay. So no excuses. If your guy flames out,
no excuses.
I want you to call him out on it.
And this top you're wearing,
I'll wear again.
Donate it.
I'll wear again. I'm accountable. I'm all about accountability. I don't make excuses for my guys. Ergo Josh. I hold my guys' feet to the fire. I can critique my guys.
I critique my guys.
Listen,
I am tough love.
I critique LeBron when he messes up. I'm hard on Neymar when he messes up. All my guys, I'm hard on them. AJ, when he messes up, I'm hard on AJ. Name it.
Why do you think I'm not hard on Messi? I actually hold Messi. I think Messi is an exceptional player, but I'm saying this.
You can't even be hard on Messi that much.
You need to be more than the sum of your parts.
I mean, things you criticise Messi about, it's not even his fault anyway.
The entirety of Messi's failings, there's always an excuse. I've never heard you actually criticise Messi. Even the goal for...
I criticise Messi. He missed penalties in big games.
You don't say that. The goal, that he let Alphonso Davies run, you didn't even say anything about it. You said, Messi's head literally went down. Alphonso Davies literally done back. Alphonso Davies was doing a Messi on Samido. That's what he done.
Do you know why I didn't criticise? Do you know why I didn't criticise Messi for this performance? Because the game was lost before it even started. Barcelona are weak offensive outfit. They lack dynamism in the midfield, and they haven't surrounded Messi with the right parts for him to be the best player.
It's true.
And the team has been in disarray. They've had 2 managers this year. They've sacked this manager. They don't even know where they're going. They're gonna get Coleman, who failed at Everton. So what are we expecting?
But there's a way to lose.
But how?
There's a way to lose.
Great managers need great players need great
There's
managers.
a way to lose. Anyone will get
a way to lose.
There's no such way to lose. Losing is losing. No, that's what we're gonna say.
There's a way to lose. Obviously, losing is you can't be losing head down, giving up, throwing a towel in.
I'm a valiant.
Listen. Throw the toys in the pram. That's bad leadership. Who knows if Messi caught fire, but they might be able to nick the. So obviously, it's very unlikely. But there's no leadership because your teammates look at you. Like I said, your teammates are what's good. They show characteristics.
I was looking at Lenglet.
PK is just mentally out of there.
It's Singlet, Lenglet, whatever he is. He doesn't deserve a good name. Lenglet, whatever. I don't care. Get him out of there.
So Bayern Leon.
I forgot a conclusion. I don't even know why we're talking about it from the way you guys are even talking about it.
4-0, 5-0.
Leon are winning 2-1. That's what I'm going with.
I'm saying Bayern 3-0.
Leon are winning 2-1. And then this this fake Champions League, we'll put asterisks on this and we'll forget about Messi's failure.
Yeah, because you'll sweep it under this very carpet.
I will.
You gotta sweep it with the Wallies under this very carpet.
Yeah, COVID. It's a COVID championship. I don't care about it.
Yeah, it's taken, to be fair, but I still don't want to see that. I still want to see guys.
Actually, I'm joking. Bayern Munich 3-0.
Okay. I don't know if serious.
And then the final, PSG, Bayern. Let's end this. Let's
That's
end this
gonna
show.
be a massacre.
Let's end this show with something great. I mean, obviously, I hope we can talk about this next week because I think this is a great final. You know, it's a final worthy of a Champions League.
A lot of big players. Thank the lucky star we end up with like Atalanta versus.
Yeah, you never know. You could end up with Leipzig versus Leon. You could.
Or Leipzig.
Yeah. RP Leipzig.
I'll be outside in somewhere. Drinking a lot of cocktails. I'll be outside
with his glasses.
I'll be outside cocktails, drinking sign. You know what I mean? If it was Atlanta or Leon, I'm thinking.
Well, my early favourite for this game, if it does happen, I just have a feeling Bayern will win. Yeah. But I really want Mbappe and Neymar to win this.
Yeah.
Just for justification for Neymar's move. Mm-hmm. And then we can start talking about Mbappe being the future. Because for Messi and Ronaldo to still be in the conversation of being the best players in the world right now, it's a really
tired of it.
Yeah, it's a really I'm really tired of it, and it just shows that football. Where are these stars coming from?
No. What it shows is testament to their greatness. These guys are
enjoy the moment.
No, but look,
these guys are 2 or 3.
We keep anointing the next one. I remember the time we anointed Neymar and Hazard to be the guys.
No one ever anointed Hazard. They
put him out there. I mean, Hazard hasn't really done it, but Neymar's case has been injured.
No, I think Hazard has had greater moments than Neymar possibly.
Has he? Like what?
I think in that, you forget, in the World Cup, Hazard were extremely good.
He played really well. So Neymar played really well in 2014 until he got injured against Colombia. So
Neymar's had a World Cup. To be fair, Hazard has never really played well in the Champions League.
Hazard's been crap in the Champions League.
How many goals is it? Like 11?
6 goals or something. 10 goals sounds stupid. Yeah. That, you know what I mean?
For Real Madrid, let's not even start.
But what I will say, there's no shame in having Messi and Ronaldo still be this great. Obviously, Neymar's injuries has really stopped him from getting to that level, which people forget because they just run his name through the mud. I mean, his Champions League career is averaging more than a goal and an assist a game, but people run his name through the mud. I understand because people don't like him. And in this world, it's all about people being liked connections. People like you, they'll sugarcoat your career. If they don't like you, they'll run your name through the mud.
Neymar is undervalued because people see him as a showman, but he's actually an extremely talented player. He's got all the attributes to be great. I hope he can back it up with championships and stuff like that. He has a lot of taints in it as well, like Brazil winning the Copa America without him. That's really poor. That's very sad.
Oh, talking about Copa America, your boy Messi needs to win that.
Stop telling me.
If he doesn't, I'll be back.
Stop talking about Messi, bro.
Let Ronaldo win a.
What's your obsession with my guy?
International trophy.
I just want guys to be held accountable. That's what.
Stop.
That's all it is.
I just want guys to be held accountable. You sound like you've been done hard in this life.
I want guys to be held accountable. I hold my guys accountable. Guys don't hold their guys accountable. They always make excuses. And that's why Messi's not the GOAT in my eyes.
You hold Pele accountable for playing with farmers.
This is a guy that has done no research. He knows nothing. But
he's playing with young farmers.
That debate will be for another day because it's way too much. But when it happens, he'll get scored because he has done the research.
I'm ready for that. Then,
and even if he does do the research,
I had one question for you. You know, you used to talk about Gabby J a lot.
That's all.
What do you think he will reach the potential that you think he has? Like just to end this pod, do you think Gabby J can reach that potential? Will he ever?
What potential?
The potential you said as a striker.
He can become a very good striker, but he still has
will be world class.
In his own way, yeah.
In his own way, there's no own way of world class.
In his own way, will be world class. No, because I reckon he might. He will be world class. He's averaging more than a goal and assist.
He could be like Raheem Sterling, like a watered
does he perform in big games? Have you seen a Gabby? Is there a signature Gabby J game?
Yeah, there was the first leg against Real Madrid. He played really well. Got the goal, won the penalty. So shut up.
That's a signature game.
He performed in
the first leg.
In the first leg.
He pulled one other big games as well. He scored against a lot of the big boys in the Premier League. I haven't got them listed in front of me. But he performed as well.
Can City win
leagues
and cups with Gabby J as the main man?
Surround him with killers.
Not with Liverpool around.
So we can surround Gabby J with killers, yes.
You need to. He's not. I don't know if I can't wholeheartedly say he's going to be a bagsman like Aguero. He won't be as good as Aguero in my eyes, but he'll offer different valuables to the team, which people will overlook in terms of work rate, winning the ball back. Always fired up. All those intangibles that people just overlook because they don't know football. They don't watch football from a managerial aspect, and that's a wrap.
Hey, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, YSL.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much.